Everyone to the August 9th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. Beautiful evening in downtown Schenectady. We welcome everyone to our meeting and to those watching on YouTube or cable access. First order of business tonight is to introduce Steve Streitman and welcome him back to Schenectady. Steve was really played a pivotal role in Schenectady's development. Won and ran the Empire Zone for the city of Schenectady in combination with Glenville and did a spectacular job with that. Founded the land bank in Schenectady, ran the zoning and planning office for many years at City Hall. Really made a major impact here. Went over and did a spectacular job running development for the city of Troy. And we're very pleased that David was able to convince him to come back and take on the role of running our land bank, which has been very successful in Schenectady and has been re-energized by a new state grant that we appreciate and new county money that we appreciate. And Steve has already made a difference in the first few weeks he's been here. So welcome, Steve. Our next order of business is the approval of the minutes of the June 28th meeting. We have a motion. Sharon, second by Karen. Any discussion, changes, corrections? Seeing none, all those who are in favor of adopting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next is the treasurer's report.
So our actual number through July of total income is $5,788,677. We have a slight variance of $286,000. Well, I think that'll all adjust out after this quarter's over with. We have a pre-development available budget of $209,635. And I just thought I'd point out our pages. We have 71 projects currently, which is a lot of projects. So good job.
Any comments or questions? Can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Somebody? Thank you. Todd, can I have a second? Okay, Sharon, thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting it, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, we'll get into our the meat of the agenda now. The first item is to develop some additional shovel-ready sites, resolution 1664-23, because this deals with a potential real estate acquisition. I'm going to ask for a motion to go into executive session where we will discuss the proposed transaction. No decisions or motions will be made. No action will be taken on this. It is just to discuss a pending real estate action in executive session. May I have a motion on this?
So moved.
Thank you. Second. All those in favor of going into the executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. we're back in.
Give her a second.
Thank you.
You good?
So we just came out of executive session. We did not take any votes in executive session. We talked about a confidential real estate possibility that we might get involved in. We're now out of executive session and we're asking for approval of resolution 1664-23, which is to spend up to $100,000 on a consulting study that would allow us to develop more shovel-ready sites in Schenectady County for future business development, as our current business parks and development sites are close to being exhausted due to the successful efforts we've made as a community in the last 20 years. Have a motion on that? Sharon, seconded by Karen. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the resolution 1665-23, dealing with a project we've brought before you once before, the Affinity Group, and we'll ask Dave to summarize.
So the board previously approved in August 2022 support for the conversion of the former German Methodist Church at 620 Union Street into a culinary and training center by the Affinity Group. It's been an absolutely tremendous project. I know Ray has gone through and seen some of the improvements they made. The company has invested over $1.5 million into the project. One unexpected item was improvements needed to the HVAC system. Because of the size and scale of the facility. It is an expensive endeavor. We're asking you for an additional $50,000 to support their improvement, bringing our involvement up to $150,000. And let me know if you have any questions.
Need a motion? Karen, second. Brad, thank you. We have a couple of pictures on this to bring you up to date about this project. 620 Union Street. Former church, then formerly the Office of Creative Advantage, then vacant for quite a while. Jennifer helped us get that banner up, which was great, coming soon. They've really done a great job of restoring the building, keeping all the historic features. They got all their approvals from the city and from the Historic Commission. They're in the Union Historic District, right? Is that right?
Yep.
And really done a nice job. The interior is spectacular. We will schedule a ribbon cutting and a tour. They kept all the features of the old church. There's really great office space. They really have put a ton of money in this place, and they did a culinary. We don't have a picture of it, but they did a really nice kitchen where they can do demonstrations, trains.
Exactly is their business?
They're a food broker.
Pardon me?
They're a big food broker based in Buffalo. So this is their office, their Eastern New York, Western Mass office. They were located in Latham across from Innovo Kitchen, if you know that area up there, that business park there. There was they wanted to relocate to a more urban area. Right now, office tenants are few and far between. They're really, the office market has never been this weak in my lifetime in the country. And we're doing better than most municipalities are, but whenever we have an office lead, we are chasing it super aggressively because the office market is extremely limited right now. So this is a group, one of the things we like about this group is they bring in a lot of customers, they do a lot of entertaining. The sales folks there, they do training sessions, they're constantly booking rooms in the hotel, they're constantly out to dinner at restaurants, really great people. And they thought their due diligence on the building was the HVAC system did not need a complete replacement, but it failed and it did. So they came back to us, and I think, we're going from 100 to 150, and they're putting in well over $1.5 million. So I think it's very justified. We'll get a tour for you. We'll do a ribbon cutting. Nice people, based in Buffalo. They like, being down here, not too far from your headquarters. They service all kinds of customers in this part of the state, and just happy to be here. And they're working out of the facility, even though the HVAC doesn't work. They're starting to move people in, but they're moving along. Happy to answer. We need a motion on. We have a motion in a second, right? Any questions? I appreciate, and I think they very much, I know they very much appreciate the small increase in the grant. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll get you
So
in there.
we do help some people with HVAC problems.
Want to talk about it? You want to talk about something? We talk about it during board comment.
Yeah, that's right. I just
Happy to
made
talk
comment
about
that we're
it.
helping them with that. That's interesting. Okay.
Should we move on, or do you want to talk about something else?
No, that's all right.
Okay. If you interject something like that and you leave it on the table, it's a public meeting, we should address it.
Well,
we're
we're
happy to
helping
address
them with their HVAC.
Right.
We turned some other local people down and helping them with their HVAC.
We'd love to
That
get
was just
specifics,
curious.
because we haven't turned everybody else down, so we happen to talk about that.
Okay, let's move forward.
Okay. Next up, after that interjection, which I'm more than confused about and now a little bit upset about, I'll try to regain the momentum of the positive things that we do at these meetings by moving to a project that is very exciting, which is the River Loop Trail, which is resolution 1666-23. And I would ask David to summarize, and I'll jump into because I love this project.
Yeah, Ray and I both love the trail network here. I think it's one of the great amenities that we have in Schenectady County. So this project renovates, rehabs, improves an existing 1.3-mile multi-use trail. If you look at your packet, you'll see that it extends from Freeman's Bridge Road to through the Village of Scotia, and it connects to the Empire Trail, the Mohawk Harbor Outdoor Heritage Trail. What it does, in effect, is creates a nice little 4-mile recreation loop, not only helping, as a recreation amenity, but it helps people a way to get to work. They want to use alternate forms of transportation. I think it's a really important piece, again, for the recreation that we have in this county, but for the people we have living downtown, in this mixed-use downtown. So it'd be a great amenity. Overall, it was bid out by the town of Glenville. They got a low bid from Carver Construction for $802,000. The project was designed by Creighton Manning Engineering. Metroplex participation is a $225,000 matching grant. The remaining project will be covered by an award from New York State Department of Transportation, $438,000, and then the town of Glenville.
Any motion on this? Thank you, Karen, seconded by Brad. There's a couple of comments. The Alco Heritage Trail has been a huge hit. You see that in green here on the city side of the map. If you can turn the map, I'd appreciate it. And the city just finished paving the trail in Riverside Park, and they did a nice wide trail there in the Stockade area. We have DRI funding which Danielle is working on, to connect the Alco Heritage Trail where it ends in the East Front Street neighborhood to the Riverside Park section that runs along the waterfront here, which is really, really nice. Then the city is building what they call a contra lane up Washington Avenue to State Street, where the trail continues past the community college. And here across Western Gateway Bridge, past Jumpin' Jackson Collins Park, past Freedom Park, and connects over to Freeman's Bridge, and then loops back. And we were very fortunate, in the town and the county and everybody were very aggressive. And when the state redid Freeman's, we made sure that they included a walkway there, a pathway, which they did. The state was great about that. And then we come back along the harbor. So what this does is create a 4.4 mile, and I've walked it, loop trail, river loop trail. That's going to be a fantastic amenity. You're staying at the harbor, you're visiting, you come out, want to take a jog, you can jog from bridge to bridge and have a tremendous waterfront asset. You see now the current location of the Blue Empire State Trail, the Mohawk Hudson Bike Trail. That now lets people out on North J Street, and then they have to find their way from North J down Union through the Stockade to the Empire State Trail. And we're actually working on better directions and signage to get people from North J, where Cornell's is, to the new Contra Lane in Washington Avenue, because you got to come down North J, go down Union, cross Erie, and go past the Stella's, used to be Van Dyke's, all the way to the end, then take a left on the Contra Lane, and then you connect on the trail. Again, this is all in a very unfortunate. It goes back to our friend that we reference so often because we're still cleaning up his disasters 20 years later, Mr. Robertson, because when he was running the Alco plant, which to me was a criminal enterprise. And again, his view and Mr. Jasinski's view was, let's make the Alco plant the biggest medical waste entire recycling facility in the United States. That was their vision for the plant. They kept the trail from going through the Alco property because they didn't want people to know what was going on at Alco. And the trail would have run right along the waterfront where it's running now. And there was plenty of room there because that's where the old rail bed was. And I walked it many a time when I was with the state. But because they had this little party going on at Alco, this little venture there, they forced the trail out to this blue section, and we have thousands of people who traverse this trail coming from Buffalo to Albany. The other weekend, maybe 3 weeks ago, in one 24-hour period, we had 1,000 people who were on an organized trail ride from Buffalo to Albany. And we had events for them at the Center Street Pub and other venues along the way. It was a great community showing of support for the bike community. But those folks all have to come out on the road, come out on North J, down Union, have to cross Erie and go through the stockade, which is nice. And all of that was because this one gentleman, or these two gentlemen, did not want the trail to go where it should have been all along. But again, that's in the past. We're fixing that tonight. We built the Alco Heritage Trail. We're going to build the connector with Danielle and our DRI money. Get over to Front Street, Riverside Park, and do this river loop. And we think it's going to be one of the most exciting things that we've done. The folks at Discover Schenectady are very excited about this, about promoting it, because it's a pretty unique riverfront attraction. So again, we love OPM. The state providing a $438,000 grant. The town is putting in almost $200,000. And our share is $225 for the total cost of $854. Happy to answer any other questions.
When will this be done?
The folks at Creighton Manning have designed it. Work will start this fall. And it'll be finished in the spring.
That's great. That's incredible.
It's gonna be really fun.
Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
And again, the response on the Alco Trail, if you haven't walked it, the Alco signs and everything else that's down by the harbor has been phenomenal. The problem is the trail's too short. You go for a jog and it's over before you know it. And so this really creates a much better amenity. Okay, thank you. And I want to thank Chris Kessling from the town of Glenville. They actually rebid this. They initially went out on the street and got one bid. They rebid it. The folks at Creighton Manning in the town of Glenville, and they got 5 bids. Carver was low. And that made the project doable. We want to thank the Department of State, the New York State Department of State, for providing the grant, the town for their match, and hopefully we can approve this tonight and move forward. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to Dwaynesburg, and Todd, I know, is going to be very excited to move this one. Because we don't often have an opportunity to do a project in Dwaynesburg, Delanson. And this involves the former YMCA Resolution 1667-23.
Yeah, an important recreation asset out in Dwaynesburg, the town of Delanson, or village of Delanson, built in 2009. The former YMCA is 26,276 square feet. Features a swimming pool, large gymnasium, wellness center, aerobics room. Reaction to COVID, the YMCA chose not to reopen this facility, which was a tough loss for the community. There is a couple, Chris and Lauren Davis, owns a gym out in Middleburg in Schoharie County, Forever Bods Fitness. They have moved forward with the county and with plans to acquire the property and reopen it as a gym and fitness center. They're purchasing the facility for $900,000. looking for a Metroplex participation of $150,000. Chris and Lauren will put in $135,000 into furnishing the property to reopen it.
A motion on this, Todd, please. Second by Brad. Again, the county has really been on the lead here. They felt it was very important to the community, and I'm sure Todd will want to reference this, that this is a gorgeous facility. It's relatively new. BBL built it. David made a great point the other day. If you look at the map, it's on 26 acres total. There's an opportunity to do other developments out there, maybe senior housing or other things. It's a very, very nice facility. Pool, gym. The county agreement calls for the Dwaynesburg School District to rent the facility at a fixed price. There was some concern in Dwaynesburg that this was going to be a burden to the taxpayers. The county created a structure where it is not. They have a fixed rental number. The Dwaynesburg sports teams keep winning all kinds of titles and championships, and their gym itself at the school, which is right across the street, literally, does not meet the basic requirements for basketball. So this facility does. So there's some really good opportunities for after school, for senior meal sites. There's a public benefit agreement that's been established with the county, and on and on. We've checked out the operator, we checked out their other operations, and we just want to get this facility open. You just cannot have this beautiful structure, in the heart of the community that's sitting vacant. So, Todd, help me out here.
Yeah, I just think there was already such a significant investment in the original development of the facility, and then it was also a great asset when the Y had originally come in and taken over, and kind of extended the connectivity to all of the programming that they delivered. And I think as that program hopefully kind of gets rebuilt back up, there's so many peripheral and tangential benefits. So many people, not just from that area, come there for swim meets and other types of things that end up, turning into people going to Back Farm Brewery or other places around that area. My older son, who's going to be 23 on Friday, his first job was at the time the Dwaynesburg YMCA. So it's just such an asset, and I think the connection to the school is also really important.
Great. Any other comments or questions? We're happy to move this forward. And Todd always points out, Dwaynesburg and Pinnstown are great communities. They're bedroom communities, they're rural communities, they're agriculture communities. They've been very supportive of Metroplex. We go out and meet with the supervisors. We've done just a very small number of projects there. They've always been very supportive of us, and they love, of course, the direct sales tax payments that they get from us, and we sent that around to you this week to remind you of that. But we don't often have an opportunity to be involved in a project like this, and so we're happy to move this forward. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 1667-23, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to Rotterdam and another kind of recreation and fitness asset in the county that we want to help enhance the Maple Ski Ridge. And I'll ask David to review.
So Maple Ski Ridge was founded in 1963. It's a 130-acre facility. It's great for me to continue to learn about some of these different recreational assets. I always knew it as a great ski area, but did not know that it has some terrific summer camps and daycare programs as well. They have an estimated 20,000 guests that visit the facility each year. They are making a pretty substantial investment to upgrade their facilities, snowmaking in particular. Their existing snowmaking system has been a diesel operated, which is expensive. They can break pretty easily, and it's just not up to the current standard. They're looking to bring electric in, and so they've made a substantial investment to bring that electric in. They've installed a new pump station for the water to get to the snowmaking machines, and their next step would be buying all the snowmaking equipment. So the new pump station is in. The piece that they really want our assistance with is helping to bring the electrical in, which is an investment of approximately $260,000. We'd be looking to provide support $100,000 towards that project. They're already working with National Grid to design the new system. And they're looking to have this done and ready and operational to start blowing snow come winter. So,
Any motion on this? Aaron, seconded by Brad. Want to thank Danielle for her help and patience with me on this. This enterprise, family-owned, celebrating their 60th anniversary this year. Helped train and a whole generations now of skiers. It's our only ski area in the county. It brings 20,000 visitors to the county. It entertains 20,000 people every year at the mountain or at the facility. Great family-owned operation, very dedicated people. One of the realities with climate change, they need to be blowing snow and making snow and having coverage faster, quicker, better than they've done in the past. Because Mother Nature isn't as reliable as she used to be as far as snow cover. So they need to make these upgrades. We're providing the sales tax exemption as well, and a $100,000 grant. The overall project cost is $1.2 million here, but when you add in the snowmaking machines that they'll be buying, it goes up by another $1 million. They're going to be buying those, stagger those over the next few years. But it's really, they operate a big-time summer camp program that does daycare for a lot of families. They have 120 employees in the wintertime. And just generations of folks have learned to ski there. I'm not a skier, but I've been up there. My kids were up there, learned how to ski there. Great place, great facility, great operation. Very close to Viaport, right up the road. So I think it plays off of that. They're starting to work with Discover Schenectady as, booking rooms and doing more promotion. But it's really a key issue. They need to enhance their snowmaking to have good snow cover more nights of the year. They do a lot and weekends. Happy to answer any other questions. Did I miss
yeah,
something?
the first resolution will be
sorry.
the seeker action. Correction, they did not ask for a sales tax exemption.
Okay.
So just a grant. So I have a Sharon and Brad for the seeker, and then we need one more action for the general project fund.
Right. So can we move the seeker question?
Yeah.
Can we move that? Any other questions on this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And then we need a resolution on the general project plan. Seconded by Karen. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Public comment. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone from the public here tonight. We welcome comments. Folks can email us, call our office anytime. Board comment. Happy to entertain any questions or comments from the board. Yes.
Yes, I made a comment earlier, irritated, and I apologize for that. How many of you are familiar with the Schenectady Museum here?
Absolutely.
Brad, you are. Sorry, he wasn't here. Are you familiar with the Schenectady Museum, sir?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah, interesting. Well, it's one of the major cultural institutions we have in this community. And beside Proctor's, it's the only one. And this institution, which is basically the only institution that provides STEM education for school kids, as we've provided, I happen to be the chairman there, and I put this on the table because I'm upset that we do so many things in a major institution in Schenectady, which is in need. Their whole HVA system has gone down. And this wonderful institution that has served Schenectady for so long and served GE for so long, and we have all of their archives and all of their major stuff, and people come from all over the world to study it. The HVAC system is gone, and we've gone to the city, we've gone to Metroplex, we've gone to the county, and nobody will help us. Nobody will help our museum in this community. And
Can I just say them, because this is going to lead to a real estate discussion. So, and a real estate discussion that is quite involved. So I would suggest that we go into executive session on this because it does impact the current site and other issues related to it. So I'd rather do that in executive session. If you don't mind, Neil, can you make a motion?
I'm happy to do that. I'd just like to get a straight answer why.
Well,
Can
can
All
we,
right, can I make a motion that we go into an
I'll
executive
second
section?
Yeah,
I'll second
I'd
it.
just like to get a
Alright.
can we
straight
have a
answer.
can we have a motion? Session to discuss a real estate matter related to my side, the Schenectady Museum, All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. general meeting. Thank you. It's always, we're ready to go. We're convening. We're coming out of executive session. No board votes were taken. No action was taken of any kind. We discussed the real estate issue as we're allowed to do in executive session. Are there any comments from the board on any other matters this evening? If not, we'll take a motion to adjourn and still tell people that we're still within our hour time frame. So we're still keeping
Yes, we are.
to schedule. A motion to adjourn, Sharon, seconded by Brad. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.